700,000 people every year receive their surgery or their primary care from Care UK. 15 million people, so what's the population? 60 million? 15 million people are supported by 111 out of hours or urgent care services from Care UK, with direct contact of almost 1 million people a year. Are your socks blown off?
Just stepped in there. You thought you were going to do a history presentation about Care UK and where it's come from over the years. We had a slightly different idea, so my parish, Care UK, today, this is your...
Can I just say, anyone under the age of 50? That is such a good aim at answers.
I am uniquely qualified.
At the time you joined Care UK, Mike, you founded a quite promising home care business and a smallish and loss-making learning disability service. How things have changed.
So we can be proud today of having the best bidding team in the domiciliary care sector. We've got great people in the right roles, focusing on what our customer wants all the time. Our LD business goes from strength to strength. We've got good people working hard to deliver fabulous outcomes for the people we can support. And as you know, Mike, in CS, we love a challenge. And in the words of Chumbawamba, we get knocked down, we get back up again.
Mobilising those contracts wasn't without its challenges. Recruiting staff was one of the biggest of all, and we weren't allowed to recruit people from the NHS.
No, that's right. We recruited our nurses from South Africa and our orthopaedic surgeons from France. We recruited about 100 nurses and clinicians in total, and that meant bringing them all in from overseas, finding them somewhere to live. We supplied them with welcome packs, we showed them around the area, we even gave them mobile phones that they could phone home and tell their families that they'd arrived. But then, right at the 11th hour, we discovered we couldn't bring the orthopaedic surgeons in from South Africa, and there was a last-minute dash to France to recruit from France, which you will remember well. And the French surgeons were marvellous, and as you know, we started the first ISTC at Bassett Law General Hospital in Ward.
So we had our agendas full just with treatment centres, but the story didn't stop there. Growth continued throughout the decade.
Well, it did, and it wasn't, we, alongside the ISTCs, we also created our primary care business from scratch. So there were a number of specific tenders that we bid for. Started to get involved in offender health and some walk-in centres, and then there was the actual access procurement that went on. So, alongside the treatment centre activity, we built that primary care organisation, really from scratch.
And did you ever imagine you'd be part of a company that had lorries and car parks and B&Q?
Well, that bit I could imagine from a past life. Yeah, but if you look at that whole Manchester Cats contract, it was just so clever, so innovative. Great for patients.
Super, thank you. And then another key relationship was forged.
I was head of finance at Mercury Health, and only 6 weeks into a new job when KUK came on. Expected to be part of a new management team building an independent future, but none of that was going to happen when KUK came along. But as things turned out, we did retain quite a bit of autonomy, and KUK brought quite a bit of strength in primary care. And 8 years on, I'm sure that the combined business is much stronger than either Mercury or KUK could have hoped to have been on their own.
So I can understand why Care UK were keen on Harmony. I wonder how it felt for the folks in Harmony.
Well, before acquisition, it felt a bit like an elaborate dating game, complete with chaperones and matchmakers, all getting paid a fair bit as well. rapid changes, a lot of new relationships to forge, a few friends and old colleagues to say goodbye to, but underneath that all, the services carried on totally uninterrupted and very well. The marketplace changed very rapidly. We got acquired and joined up KUK in November, went into a very busy winter, and then 111 started, a brand new national service across the whole country. That meant also every single contract that we had to be renegotiated. So a lot of change. Within all of that, I think KUK helped us keep a focus on our reputation, keep a focus on the quality of care that we provide. And for that, very, very appreciated.
Thank you very much, Eddie.
Bridgepoint encouraged us to think big, so we set out to do something no one else had done before. Auntie Marjorie Centre. You remember, Mike, when we were pootling along doing 2 or 3 care homes a year before Bridgepoint. You said to me at one point, "Are you worried?" And I hadn't been before you asked me. But then Bridgepoint came along and they gave us the investment to go for it, and we set ourselves a target of doing 24 homes over 3 years. Well, we're now going to do, I think, about 32 homes over a 3-year period. We've already opened 8, so it's gone pretty well.
Thank you very much.
Well, I think whilst we had some primary care activity, I think there was a kind of gap between healthcare and social care was shouting out to us that that whole unscheduled care, unplanned care area was somewhere we had some activity but really could do with more, and so we were looking hard at how we could develop that area.
And I wonder how it felt for UK specialist hospitals when we came knocking.
Personally, on the day of the acquisition, I thought I was about to exit. When Jeff asked, and Luke refused Jeff, I decided to stay and adopt a wait-and-see approach. We're certainly on a journey. We have lots to do, but the engagement from the frontline colleagues is extremely encouraging.
Mike, Digital Life is never quite complete without a surprise. So we decided that before we finished there was one more person who should be a key part in this story, Mike. Someone who's been by your side through good times and bad, for better or for worse, and who you'll all recognise in the 2001 board picture. So if I could just invite him to come up, Mr. Humphreys.
So Mike, in the style of Eamon Andrews, KUK, Mike Parish, this is your life.